Hello everyone, and hope you're okay this Wednesday. I'm trying to sit up so I don't look too naked because I've got like this boob tube on, because believe it or not, here in Yorkshire, England at the moment, this is our summer and it's actually hot. It's actually warm. I'm in Wakefield. I've put Leeds, but because it's near Leeds, nobody knows where Wakefield is. Hey Anthony. But I was going to talk about something a little serious, anxiety, because whilst I'm coping okay at the moment, my anxiety is sky high. People probably wouldn't believe it, because I just kind of crack on and I still get out and about. I guess I'm what you call, hey James, what you call high functioning, with any mental health problem. But at the moment, all my days, on a morning especially, my heart is racing and fluttering. I don't want to get out of bed, much more than just like not wanting to get up. Like, you literally physically feel so horrid. But I am managing to get up, so I'm making sure that I go to the gym really early every day at the same time, because I know that by the time I've finished it, no matter what I've done in my session, that I will always feel better. Hey, from LA, how? That's cool. I'll know I'll always feel better. So for me, exercise is a massive help. And I know a lot of people who also suffer from anxiety. I get in like waves and bouts. At the moment, it's really high, but it hasn't been so bad for a while. But exercise obviously always helps physically and mentally. And also just to take your mind off things, that distraction. But also that I find that creativity helps. So finding something that you love doing. So something that's physical, for me is a great distraction. So whether that's writing or dancing, you might like singing. I'm actually really rubbish at singing, so it'd probably make me more anxious trying to sing. Or playing games or seeing friends. I found seeing friends really helps. Although I do feel, oh, thank you, somebody saying I like your voice. Very few people like this voice, this Yorkshire accent. And I just find things that distract you help. So with my friends, they're absolutely amazing, and they've been coming around and like letting me feed them, because I'm new to this single mum life. I'm struggling like not having people to feed. So it's nice that my friends let me feed them. And I love just looking after people, but also they've been looking after me. Although I do feel really bad, because when I've got anxiety, I must repeat myself hundreds of times. Like literally, I'll be whittling about something, and probably in the scheme of things, it's absolutely minuscule. It's not actually the really big things that make me anxious. It's really little things. If I've said something where I thought, why did I say it like that? Are you drinking black coffee or black tea? It's black coffee, filter coffee only. I'm a bit of a coffee fiend. And it's probably too late for coffee, but it's never too late in my head for coffee. And this is my vice, is coffee. Actually, saying that, caffeine isn't great for anxiety, but at the same time, I am full on addicted to coffee. But one thing I will say is, I'd started to drink alcohol again. I had not drank in years. Um, and obviously, when I'm anxious, I fancy alcohol more. Like, I really fancy a Parma Violet gin right now in the sun in a beer garden. I haven't got that option, sadly. But actually, I know that whilst it'll make me feel better at the start, afterwards it'll make me feel even worse, and even the day after as well. Whereas with exercise, I think because it helps me to sleep when I've been actually like doing things, and you feel like your muscles are aching, you feel tired, that really helps. And you might have seen a video that I did with Channel Mum that went viral, when I was having an anxiety attack. And that's something I've suffered with. I've had anxiety, I think, diagnosed since I was about 14, and I'm 31 now. So that's like 17 years, is it? So I've had it for most of my life. And anxiety attacks can come in lots of different bouts for no particular reason. It can come for any reason whatsoever. Sometimes it's just really small. Sometimes I don't even know why the anxiety attacks, but I know that if I take lots of deep breaths, also that my old therapist used to say, like, every wave will pass. So I love that. So when you're feeling really bad, so whether Sarah's saying anxiety is the worst, it's so true. And it's so physical, it's not just mental, you physically feel it as well. And but I like the saying the wave will pass, because it just means that whatever it is, whether it's an addiction that you're tempted to have something, or if it's anxiety or a bout with depression, you know it's going to get worse and worse and worse, but then at some point it's going to stop and it's going to start going down and you feel a lot better. And Sarah's saying she feels awful too. I'm sorry, Sarah, but I'm getting to see. So Sarah, who I'm talking to on chat, I'm actually seeing on Sunday as we're having a day out in Leeds for a canal cares challenge. So we're doing a Leeds cares challenge. So we're doing a canal walk and we're going to the circus in Leeds at Yeadon Town Hall as well. So again, they're great distractions, getting out and about. You might have heard of the 5 ways of well-being, and that's all about being connected with people, being active, getting out, making contribution to society. Because I know when I work for certain charities or community groups, that feeling is so good. I'm not saying I make a massive difference, but even just making a tiny, minuscule difference into one person's life. So I was telling my friend Latoya this, because you might have seen Latoya on my vlogs recently, and she has literally gone out of her way recently, because I've been through a bit of a rocky patch, to just be there consistently. And I was saying to her, honestly, she doesn't think she's done much, but honestly, like, just to kind of save somebody through those dark days, that to me means more than any gift, anything. And I mean, even more than Chanel No. 5 perfume. That says a lot, because that's my favorite perfume. But yeah, and it's all, I think it helps us when we're suffering as well, to keep giving and to keep doing things, but also to take it easy on yourself. Now my issue is I often push myself too far, so rather than kind of quiver in a corner, as you kind of see when you think of anxiety, I keep super busy, like really busy, and I probably talk more, I talk faster, I'm not thinking as much about what I'm saying because I'm getting really anxious and I'm going blah, blah, blah. And I can find myself in different situations. So then that's when I know I need to like rein it back in. Oh, hey. Nice to talk to you, James. I know I need to rein it back in and be around people that I can trust and who accept me, rather than people who are just looking at me like, what is she talking about? Because anyone who gets like nervous like I do, so I'm fine with a camera, I'm talking to people online, but in real life I get so nervous. It's really weird because I come across as an extrovert, but I'm actually naturally an introvert. Bye James. And yeah, so I get really anxious in those situations. But when my anxiety is really high, it's best not to push myself too much. So I still get to the gym, I still swim, I still walk, I still do my work, but then also not to push myself, where sometimes I find myself in like a big full-on event and it's just all encompassing and just too much, and that is then when I get triggered and have an anxiety attack or something, or a panic attack. Yeah, so it's kind of knowing your boundaries, pushing yourself a little bit but not pushing yourself too much. But I'd love you to comment what you find if you're feeling anxious, or if you do have anxiety, what you find helps. Do comment below. And you can also chat to me on social at Mama May blog. I do always love chatting to you all. Hey Andrew, just saying a quick hi as I'm just off. He's taking his daughter dancing, I think, which is really lovely. And at the moment, because I am getting used to nights without the kids and on my own, I am keeping super duper busy with my work, and that does help. And knowing that I've been productive and getting on with things, rather than kind of sitting in a corner, because otherwise, if I don't distract myself when I'm feeling anxious, I just whittle and stay on the same thing. And it can be as little as, like, I literally might have said, so say if I'm talking to you, I might have said something, like something silly, a throwaway comment, And then honestly, that can stay with me for days, and I'm going like over regurgitating it over and over. Why did I say it like that? I hope they don't think I think like this. And yeah, it's just it's a really hard thing to understand, and I thank you guys and my friends for being so patient, because when I do get anxious, I do just whittle and go round and round and round in circles, because at that moment in time, whatever I'm whittling about is the biggest deal for me. So whilst in the scheme of my life that might not actually be the worst thing that's happening right now, um because my anxiety is so full on when it happens, for me, that is the worst thing. And I think that's hard for people who don't suffer from anxiety to understand. And sometimes you just need to let people, if you are caring for somebody or a friend or somebody with anxiety, you need to let them vent. And let them kind of repeat themselves a lot, but also to put into perspective, and that's where friends and family can really help, because I'm always like, worst case scenario thinking, like, absolutely not just worst case scenario, I'm thinking like worst case and some and some and some. And then it's something like rationalizing it and think, well, has that ever actually happened? Would that ever actually happen? Would that even be possible? And I know that really helps. But that said, you might have to find yourself repeating yourself a number of times if you with somebody like me who's got anxiety, who then goes, oh yeah, you're right, and feels all right. And then an hour later, I'm thinking again, oh no, da, da, da. It's like this fight or fly mode. And I think that's where exercise and moving around and just walking or doing something really helps, because we are in that fight or fly mode when you've got anxiety. So you need to do something to get it out of you. And just to distract you. I would say go bowling, but I don't know any there's a bowling alley near us. It's about an hour away though in Castleford and Escape. But something physical with friends, maybe a walk or just a kind of dance session. When my friends Sarah and Victoria come around, you might have seen them dancing. That helps. I do vlogs with my friends like Latoya and Rochelle, or we went to a Move GB event the other day, and whilst I often don't feel like it, I just do it and I go through the motions knowing that I'll feel better in the end. But anyway, hopefully that's helped and given you a snapshot. Obviously, I'm not a professional talking. I'm just somebody who's had anxiety and depression since I was a kid, pretty much. So I've learned lots of kind of positive coping mechanisms. I haven't spoken about the negative ones, but I have lots of those too, which I'm trying to combat and use just positive ones. So yeah, if you've got positive coping mechanisms you're happy to share, as I said, please do chat to me on social at Mama May blog. Remember, it's Mama Mamamei blog. Don't know why I called myself that. Well, obviously Mei Lan is my Chinese name, but Mama and May, because I'm dyslexic, that hurts my brain to spell it out. But there you are. Anyway, thanks so much again for watching and for all your support. I've done a whole other playlist on my new single mum diaries, a bit of an insight to my life at the moment. Anyway, I hope you're okay and you're feeling as good as possible. Just know that the wave will pass, and keep on plodding on. So peace, love and shimmies, and I will see you all very soon. I may even do a vlog tomorrow because it's really helping me chat to you guys when I'm getting lonely without the kids around as much. It really does take some getting used to it. It feels a bit like a grieving period at the moment without the girls, but I will get them back soon, and we'll have a fabulous weekend together. So I'd love to hear from you, and I will chat to you. And Sarah, who's watching, I will see you on Sunday, girl. All right. Night night, everyone.